Yes, welcome again. This is MJB, and today I'll look at part of oral literature's genres that is called riddle. And a riddle has got what we call a riddling session that makes it more interesting in the process of posing a riddle to the audience. I will look at what we call the riddling session, and this session can also be called the riddling circle. In addition, it can also be called the riddling process. I will go through this beginning from the parties involved, then we look at the parts of a riddling session. So we normally we understand that there are two parties involved in a riddling session, and these parties include the challenger, who can also be called the riddler, and we also have the respondents, and they can also be called the audience. There are basically four stages involved in a riddling session or riddling circle, but at times they are six. Parts of a riddling session are as follows. That the first one, we have the riddler challenging or posing a riddle. When the riddler poses a riddle to the audience or to the respondents, the challenge differs from community to community. Some phrases used in a riddling challenge include what we call the challenger can say riddle, riddle, or the challenger can try to say I have a riddle, among others. And we have to understand that this particular process differs from community to community, and the riddling circle also differs depending on which community. Respondents accept the challenge. After accepting the challenge, we have what we call invitations from the audience, and the way in which they accept, they can say riddle come or throw it. So we have two ways or more than two, that is various ways in which they can invite the riddle. By accepting, the audience has to use some of these phrases like riddle come. They can also say throw it, among others. And then we have the riddler, who then poses the riddle after the invitations have been given out. Then it means the riddler has to pose the riddle to the audience. Then we have what we call the gaze or gazes, which are given the attempts from the audience. The audience tries to come up with responses or solutions, and as they try to come up with these solutions, it means that if they do not get, because it is a matter of attempting, if they do not get, then the next process follows. So what happens next is that the challenger asks for a prize, and this prize can be a town or a city or any other thing that the audience decides to give. Then the challenger accepts the prize, and what follows next is that the solution is given by the challenger. So we have an example of a riddling session. For example, I can say now the challenger starts by posing, by using the phrase I have a riddle, or can say riddle, riddle, that is twice, and then the respondents will respond riddle come, or they can respond as throw it. Then the challenger will give a riddle. For example, I can give a riddle like this one: what comes down but never goes up. That is a riddle now given by the challenger. And then the respondents try to give responses. Like the first response can be win. The challenger says no, try again. Other responses can be given. Like now another response can be bad, although it's not right. Those are still attempts. We are leading it to the place where the point where the challenger will require to be given a prize so that he can give the right answer. So the challenger will ask, what will you give if I offer the solution? Then the respondent will say, you will have the entire fire to yourself. That is something apart from giving a town or a city as a prize. They can also give anything else, as we have just quoted earlier. Anything else can be given as a prize, provided the challenger will accept that particular prize and give the solution. So then the challenger will be able to give a solution at the end of it all. The challenger will give the solution. Like in this one, the challenger says the answer is rain. And that is the end of a riddling session. Riddle, as we have quoted earlier on, is part of the genres of oral literature, and they have a way in which they are presented, as we have just said, that it follows what you call a riddling circle or riddling session or process for it to be posed to the audience, and the audience gets to give some attempts, which later on, if they do not get, they will be able to suggest a prize which is given to the challenger, and the challenger gives the solution that is required in that particular riddling session or in the riddle that has been posed. Thank you so much for your time.